Okay. Whenever Shmuel's ready. So, there's a fascinating Rashi here. The Rashi brings as follows. The Torah tells us that Bilam, when he got ready to go on this mission of cursing the Jewish people, so the pasuk says that he saddled his own donkey. Something which was not done. People don't saddle their own donkeys. You have people to do it for you. Especially a person of Bilam's stature. Torah says no. But Yachavosh says also no. He saddled his own donkey. Rashi explains, Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, when Hashem saw that Bilam saddled his own donkey, he said, Rasha, you wicked person. You think you're going to show the idea of alacrity, Jesus, when you do something? Buddy, there was a great man that beat you to it. His name was Avraham Avinu. Kvar Kedamucha Avraham Avinu. Because it says by Avraham Avinu, when he went to do the Akedah, that he did it. Vaychavosh es chamaroi, vayikach eshnei narav ito. Avraham Avinu saddled his own donkey. He didn't have anybody do it, but he did it himself. Because of this reason. He wanted to show his law for the mitzvah, they did it himself. So Kadosh Baruch Hu says, what are you doing? You shaita, you fool. I mean, I added that. He says Russia, wicked person. Hey, I added fool. You want to show the idea of doing something yourself. Avraham Avinu did it, but he did it for a good thing. What is Rashi talking about? What's the comparison of Bilam to Avraham Avinu? Avraham Avinu did it himself with alacrity because he was doing a mitzvah, that Akedah. Hashem told him to do that Akedah. What is Bilam selling his own donkey for the Avera, for the bad thing, cursing the Jewish people? So, what's going on? I never understood this Rashi. Very strange idea. So, there's a lot of Mefarshim. I'll say it both from Moshe Feinstein. A beautiful idea. You hear the Kasha Shmuel? Why are you bringing in what Bilam did? Even without Avraham Avinu, it was a bad thing. To show alacrity, Jesus, when you're doing an Avera, is not a good thing. A mitzvah is a good thing. But when you're doing an Avera, there's no need to do it quickly, to do it yourself. You should do it at all. If you're going to do it, what's the Indian that he saddled his own donkey? You hear the Kasha? Then we bring in that Avraham Avinu beat you to it. Well, yeah.
Saying that he did it with alacrity or he didn't?
He did it. He did it with himself. But Yachavosh is also no. He saddled his own donkey. Even without Avraham Avinu, it was a bad thing to do because he didn't have Avera. You do have Avera, you shouldn't do it all together. If you're going to do it, why do you do it with alacrity? Do it yourself. Very strange idea. Why are you bringing in Avraham Avinu? What's the comparison and what's the lesson? What do we learn from this? So Moshe Feinstein says a beautiful word. I thought it was fascinating. It's a great Mussar idea, and he also explains this Rashi very well. Listen to the word. Kadosh Baruch Hu demands from a person that he gets involved in Torah and mitzvahs the way a person gets involved in his business. If you're lazy, you don't work hard at your business or at keeping your body in shape. Look at those muscles there, right? A person that spends a lot of time, energy, money, effort in taking care of his body or his business, that Kadosh Baruch Hu can say, you know what? When something's important to you, you find a way to do it. Then Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to demand that you do Torah mitzvahs with the same energy, the same alacrity, the same koyach that you do things that are important to you. You see that what's important to you, you find the time to do it. Shmuel is a perfect example. Even though he had a problem scheduling, he made sure to come here on time, not to miss the shir. So this is an example of what you're talking about. But if a person is not so careful in his own business, then Hashem can still demand you do Torah mitzvahs. I'm not saying it's an excuse not to come to Minyan if you don't go to work. But the point is, it's not as bad, right?
It's not much of like an insult.
Correct. It's not much of an insult. It's not as bad. How you doing? Right? But the point is, if you show Hashem, well, it's something I care about, that I do on time, I do it well. So I don't care about, if you don't do anything, then you're not insulting God. You're lazy. You don't do anything.
Right.
But
at least you're consistent.
You're consistent. Very good, Shmuel. I like it. You hear the point? If you show something that you care about, that you do well, then you don't do avodas Hashem. That's a problem. If you don't do anything, then Hashem can say, okay, at least you didn't do anything but close. It's not a lazy guy. Okay. But just to clarify, not an excuse not to go to davening if you don't go to work. Okay. So, now that we understand this concept, now we can go further. Where's the Moshe get this from? Pasuk HaMishlei. How does a person have Yiras Hashem? If a person is interested in Torah mitzvahs the way a person is interested in money, Yiras Hashem, then he will have Yiras Hashem. He'll understand Yiras Hashem. If you don't treat Yiras Hashem the way you treat money, then it's not going to work. Same idea. That Kadosh Baruch Hu is Taveya. Kadosh Baruch Hu demands that you treat him the way you treat something that's important to you, like work or why am I always picking on my tamina? Myself, tennis. Tennis to me is very important. Okay? I'll give you an example. Rabbi Gross gave me Musar the other day, and I listened to him. There was a Levaya here the other day. Remember I brought you to that Levaya?
Yeah.
One of the Chashav Batim in town has lost his father. And a big Askin does a lot for the kollel, for the community. And there should be people at the Levaya. It was a hot day. First I said I would go. Then when I heard a lot of people were going from the kollel, I figured the kollel will have enough representatives. I don't have to go. And goes, and he said, I don't understand. I've seen you play tennis in the heat. I said, Rabbi Gross, I enjoy playing tennis. Enough said. He didn't say anything, but I knew what he meant. And I accepted the Musar. And now when I go to Levaya, I even schlepped you along to the Levaya. Okay.
You ended up going?
I went to the Levaya.
Oh, so you actually listened to that?
I did, I said, I listened. So, why am I picking this story? I like to make fun of my tamid, but myself too. Sometimes I don't realize myself. When something's important to you, you find a way to go. If it was hot, if I had a tennis partner, I'd play that day. But I took an outsider like I was to give me the Musar, and I listened, and I went. And I did a mitzvah, and it was a very bechuvah thing to do. And the point is, I'm giving myself Musar too. The point is something's important to you, heat is not an issue, cold is not an issue, money is not an issue, you make sure you get it done. Okay. Now, if a generation is shvach in a certain inyan, then Kadosh Baruch Hu, like we said, he'll expect you to do at least Torah mitzvahs the way you do things that are important to you. Now, there would be a problem. There would be a big kishra. There would be a big accusation on Klal Yisrael if they would do mitzvahs in a shvacha way, Torah in a shvacha way, mitzvah shvacha way, but they would do their business with all their energy, all their money, all their effort. Yaakov Avinu tells Esav when he sees him, one of the things he said was, Im Lavan Gauti, Tagim Mitzvah Shemauti, and then I lived with Lavan, and I didn't learn from his ways. I didn't learn from his ways. So Moshe Feinstein learns beautiful pshat. Besides the pasuk pshat, he didn't learn from Yaakov. Yaakov said he didn't learn from Esav his evil ways. Trickery, thievery, bad midos, all that stuff. No. Another pshat is, he took a lesson from Esav. Something that's important to him, money. He found a way to get money, even with trickery, even with bribery, with any way. So what he did was, he said, it's a goyistic of art. What he was telling Esav was, when I lived with Lavan, I learned from Lavan this idea that when something is important to you, you find a way to do it. Lavan wanted money, he found a way to cheat, and he got Yaakov to work another 7 years. He learned from Lavan how to treat something that you really care about. So the mountain might have arrived. I learned from Lavan's evil ways how to serve Hashem. If something is important to you, you find a way to get it done. Now, maybe that's what Bilam was doing. We asked before, what was Bilam trying to do by showing that he sat on his own donkey? Why bring in Avram Avinu? What's the comparison? What's going on? So with this introduction, maybe we can understand what's going on over here. So again, I'll repeat the introduction again so we understand what's going on. And for the thousands of viewers on YouTube who joined us late, Kadosh Baruch Hu demands from a person the way you treat something that's important to you, that you have to use that koyach for Torah. You have koyach, you have strength, use it for Torah, use it for mitzvahs. Now, what Bilam was trying to do was he was trying to make a kitrug, a accusation on Klal Yisrael. That look, see, I sat on my own donkey. Okay, I showed Mesiras Nefesh. I showed, doing a mitzvah in its proper way. I do it myself. I do it with alacrity. I don't push it off to somebody else. I do. So what was he trying to do? He was trying to show Hashem, see, look, when the Jewish people, when they do mitzvahs, do they do it themselves? Or do they have the shliach go and get the thing? Do they do it with a zest, with a zeal, with a geschmack? Or do they push it off to somebody else? That's what Bilam was trying to do.
An accusation.
Right.
That's what you said.
That's what Bilam was trying to do.
Against the Jewish people.
Yes. He was trying to
use a shliach to do things.
So that's what Bilam was trying to do. He was trying now.
Wait, hold on.
I'll explain. What?
Just to clarify, the Jewish people did it themselves, right? That's the point Bilam was making?
Avram Avinu, yes. Correct. We compared what Bilam did for Ra to what Avram Avinu did for Torah.
It's okay for him to do what he did because he himself.
So I'm going to explain what's going on. So that was the kasha. Why are you bringing up Avram Avinu? What's going on, right? So Bilam was trying to show, see, look at me. What I'm doing in Aveiro, I do it myself. I don't push off to somebody else. Yeah. So that's what he was trying to do. Why? Because he knew this idea, this introduction. Bilam was alamdid. He learned the Dorish Moshe. Okay? He watched my YouTube share. He knew this introduction, the idea that Shekadosh Baruch Hu is to veil you the way a door, the way a generation shows Mesiras Nefesh, quote unquote, right? Integrity, alacrity when they do something. So that same way, Kadosh Baruch Hu makes us do His Torah mitzvahs in that same way. So that's what he was trying to do. Okay? Now, what's the answer to that question? What is the answer to that? Did it work? What Bilam was trying to do, what he was trying to show Hashem was, look, I know that Yutaveya, that Klal Yisrael has to keep up to the standards of the Joneses, right? Of the Bilams out there. Look, when it came to doing the Avera, I did it myself. I did it with Jesus. So look, you Jewish people are so bad. My Bilam's job was to curse the Jewish people. I can't think of a bigger curse than that. Look, do they have the same care and concern for their mitzvahs than I have for my Avera, for what I did?
They use a shliach to do things.
They do a shliach, they don't do it themselves, they don't do it bezrizus. That's what Bilam was trying to do. So we answered the one question. What was Bilam trying to do? That's what he was trying to do. Now what's the answer to this question?
It's an accusation against the Jewish people.
Correct. But what's the answer? We know that Bilam's klala became a bracha. His cursing didn't work. His cursing became a bracha. So what changed? What was the answer that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Bilam? Nice try, Bilam. I know what you're trying to do, but it ain't going to work, buddy. Why didn't it work? Seemingly, it's a good taina. You know what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said? Russia. There was a man in history, his name was Avram Avinu. And he took this idea of Jesus and he used it for a mitzvah. Avram Avinu got rid of the kitrug, the accusation that Bilam was trying to show. Look, they don't do mitzvahs with a geschmack. They don't do it themselves. They pour it off to the shluchim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you idiot, you Russia. Yeah, again, Russia, you wicked. I added idiot. I'm not sure if he said shaita or not. He probably did, but okay, I'm not sure. But Russia and Suffolk shaita, wicked, maybe fool, you idiot, you maybe idiot. Avraham Avinu already beat you to it. And now when they beat you to it, he did it for a good thing. He used Zrizos for the honor of Hashem. That he did mitzvahs with the Zrizos, with the Kishmak, and therefore there was no kitrug on them. There was no accusation placed on them. So what's the lesson? Okay, so now we step shot in Rashi. Why did bring him? What was Bilam trying to do? Why did they bring him Avraham Avinu? Avraham Avinu showed your tying this out the window because it's not true. Avraham Avinu beat you to it, and he showed that we do have that level. We do mitzvahs with the Kishmak. So the obvious lesson is to do mitzvahs with the Kishmak. So that's the idea. So we have to do mitzvahs with serious nefesh in order to get rid of the kitrug, the accusation that's placed upon us by Bilam. Last week I set up shot on this Inyan, which is some Geshmak. I'm going to tie it into this word. Even though it's not Pashas Chukas, but I have to do this Inyan, and you weren't here last week, so I'm going to tie it in. Where do you see this idea in last week's Pasha? That there was a kitrug, an accusation that was placed on the Jewish people, and we were victorious based on something that the Jews did. Last week's Pasha, you have the story of the red heifer, the Porah Adumah. I'm not sure if you were here, Shmuel, last week. Were you here? No, you must have been here. Thursday, you weren't here. Thursday morning, right, for that shit, you weren't here. You missed the tape.
It was only Saul.
Right, Sal and Max. Valda. So I said a beautiful word from the Kotzker Rebbe, which ties into this. That's as follows. There was a story that the Jewish people were looking for a stone for the ephod. You know that story? The Gemara wants to tell us in Kedushin how far you have to go for Kibbut Av V'Eim.
David Ben Nesina.
David Ben Nesina. Gemara Kedushin. The Gemara wants to know, is there a limit to how much? The Gemara says no, there's no limit. You have to go as much as David Ben Nesina. It was a guy. The Chachamim wanted to buy stones for the ephod, the breastplate, and he had him. His father Nesina had him. And they went to the house.
He's not Jewish, by the way.
Correct. It is a guy, and that's why we need him to be a guy for this vart. I already brought in the last part. The Goyim think that they're going to mess with us, and the Jew comes and saves the day. Okay? So we have this vart by Bilam and Avraham Avinu. We have it over here too. Watch what happens. It's a beautiful vart. Good way to end this year. Now, they come to the house, and they tell them that what they want to do, and Dama says, I appreciate it. They keep on adding more money. No. More money. And finally he says to them, I'm saying no, not because I want more money, but the problem is I can't get to these stones. They're in a safe. Okay? I mean, the key, they're in a safe, and the key to the safe is under the pillow where my father is sleeping. So Gemara Kedushin used the story to show how far you have to go. But for our purposes, that's only Agal. That's why the Gemara brought it in. So what happened? Right, to show, again, the Gemara's purpose is to show how far you have to go for Kibbut Av V'Eim, honoring your father, that he didn't break up his father, even though he would get all this money. So now, what happened? The Gemara says that the schar, the reward that this man got, next year, a Porah Adumah, which had all the qualifications, was born in his flock. And the Chachamim came back the next year and asked him to buy it, and they were offering him millions of dollars. He said, no, I only want the amount that I lost from last year from not selling you the stones for the ephod. I don't want the extra money that you would give me for the Porah Adumah. That's the story. Okay? Says the Kotzker Rebbe, beautiful word. What's the connection? Why did he get a Porah Adumah? He did a great mitzvah. He showed the mitzvah for his father, that he loved his father, and he turned down all this money for Kibbut Av. Okay, so let him get something which is important for him. He got the Porah Adumah, which is not important for him. It's only for us. We're not being rewarded. The guy is being rewarded. Why is the guy getting a Porah Adumah? What's the connection between him doing Kibbut Av V'Eim and Porah Adumah? What's the connection? Kotzker Rebbe said the gewaldige word. What a beautiful word. Like we said before, Kodesh Baruch Hu is Taveya on a Yid that he has to show Mesiras Nefesh or a mitzvah the way the Goyim show for what they do, for what's important to them. Now, he gave up a lot of money for Kibbutz Av. To honor his father, he gave up all this money. So, there would be a kitrug. There would be an accusation levied upon the Jewish people. Look, the guy gave up all his money, so much money, for a mitzvah. Do the Yidden have such a cheshivas for mitzvah? Would they be willing to give up all this money for Kibbutz Avim? Let's say it was a Yid that had the thing that the Chachamim needed, and they'd be willing to pay all these money. Would they also do that? How do the Yidden keep mitzvahs? Are they willing to spend money on mitzvahs? You hear what's going on? It's a kishrug. So what happened? The Paraduma comes, and the Yidden spend a lot more money that Damba ben Esina gave up for Kibbutz Avim. The Yidden gave up much more money for Paraduma. So the kishrug that was placed upon the Yid by the guy keeping Kibbutz Av was out the window. Because when the Yidden bought the Paraduma for much more money than they were offering to give for the stones, that showed that not only is there no kitrug, but fakir, we're more chashav than the Yidden, than the Goyim. Not just that, I'm going to add one more thing. What mitzvah did we do? Paraduma, which is a chayk. There's only one mitzvah reason why you keep a mitzvah like Paraduma. Because Hashem said so. Not because we understand it. In fact, we don't understand it. Shlomo Melech said he didn't understand it. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't understand it. It's a chayk. What mitzvah did Damba ben Esina keep? Kibbutz Avim. It's a beautiful mitzvah. I'm not downgrading it. Okay? Respect your parents. Baruch Hashem, you have both parents. You have neither. I have one. But if you have two parents. Baruch Hashem, I have one parent. Honor the one you have. Respect them. It's a great mitzvah. But it's a mitzvah that we understand. Your parents brought you into the world. Of course you have to understand. You're a mensch, you're a normal person. You respect them, you honor them. Paraduma? Why should we do Paraduma? So not only did the Yidden spend more money than the guy gave up, but for what mitzvah did the Yidden spend money on? A chayk, a mitzvah that we don't understand. What a beautiful idea. So the kishruk went out the window. That's why I tell you this thing. Every time you do a mitzvah, with serious nefesh, you spend a lot of money on a mitzvah. You do it with a geschmack. You do it with enthusiasm. Like I'm saying over this vart now. To my own horn. You say a vart with a geschmack. You do a mitzvah with a geschmack. It's very important. Not only because you get more reward, you're doing the mitzvah the way Hashem wants you to, but also you get rid of the kishrug that's levied upon a Jew when a guy, or even a fire Yid, does a mitzvah with a geschmack. A mitzvah, right? You go eat your McDonald's with a geschmack. So how do we have a kapara for that? When you do a mitzvah with a geschmack, you show Hashem at least, a mouth of your Torah. When something's important to me, I make sure to do it with a geschmack. I do it properly. I come on time to a game. You come on time to davening? You say Ashrei 35 times a day? Like such chashuv people.
Classic Rebbe like middle school. That's all they say. You can't leave the shafers. You go to the baseball game.
But that's right. It's because this is old time. It's not a new idea. It's not my Orthodox Torah. This is old Torah. The same Torah. So that's an idea. Beautiful idea. That by doing mitzvahs with geschmack, it gets rid of the kitzvah that was levied upon the Jewish people.